Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. But somewhere in the middle of it all,
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. They strung up, and now it sounds like that naturally.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
If you need volunteers, just say the word.
With that
Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted.
Aside
from the whole...
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got that slurry, will keep eating away at the... Assuming we had any pitch, which doubt the old...
Of course, Oberlin. Your skiff is a...
Well, I'm glad to make pit now. And it just...
Sounds easier than... Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth.
Stay down!
You're finished!
I can't imagine Oberlus needing any more than this. Time to head home.
With that log.
Welcome back, Sid.
Well?
Find is one.
Ugh.
Argo. So your boat has it.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to...
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Hey?
Look. Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black...
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even for the Empire. Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They...
Wait.
And for their crimes, to dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our sword.
How dare you speak?
Clive.
This won't... Is that all of them?
I didn't... The abbot.
The bearers died, protect. Call.
Clive.
Are the Imperials?
They are.
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've got the bearers.
No, they didn't. They knew the fate.
Martha said they rose from their beds. Through...
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Riddick's jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball. There's a good boy.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
It's over. You're finished.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
They've killed my parents.
What are you after? See well.
Oi, look sharp!
When did you get so big? You didn't see that coming.
Fetch!
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly... A pyre was made. It's more than they did. Cole is worried about.
All right.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry.
Doesn't mean Cole said you but it should have.
How? You could...
But I did. The rumors started. I assumed nothing but a...
An inordinate. Which begs the question. My mother obviously...
And picking what if those Oh, before I forget, he asked me to tell you that Gav has...
Then we must as well.
We can't stay long.
No need.
Arthur's a stout soul, all right. Anyone...
If you don't mind, Sid.
What in the world is going on?
I'd like to stay here with Martha.
Try not to move.
Oi! Of course you are. Now, quick.
Chocobos.
You heard me right. Wild, and not just any choc. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds.
Chocobos.
It's true. Why, they saved me from... Oh, go on, then. There's a good...
Where can I find these?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten... You save Whiteheart. And don't worry.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of looks like they went that way.
Stay down!
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for...
Not around.
Oh.
Because she's something of a hero. You hurt her. All right, then. There's a good boy. You're safe now. White Heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over?
Thank.
Well, no, I dare say, reckon a feathered bird like her.
Well,
oh, no, sorry.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back. Told you. And
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Oh, stay right. Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old White. Oh, I'll be sat, don't you worry. Well, you hear that one? That's it.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Anyhow, let's...
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need. Good girl.
Faster!
Where's Gav?
But none of the curse breakers ever return.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. and Drake's tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait. Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Well, don't just stand there, go. Finished, are you? Think it's all right to touch him?
What do you need? You, because I haven't. Still. What's St. Fornian, do you? Anything else?
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like... And you say Sid built this place?
Oh, I can't really build.
Perhaps they're old enough for the sense of something.
Go on, eat up.
That dress is simply fabulous. Isn't it, though? All the ladies in the Dominion are wearing them.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts, just because they can't be dealt with. Right. Well, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. But the last thing they need is ungodly and perhaps I can. I don't think so.
Oh, Clive!
The patron's whispers that...
Oh, no. I still... Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Here you are. All done?
So Mather's all right.
And how may I assist you today?
How may I help you today?
Of course. Thus ends today's lesson.
That room's as ragged as goat's locks.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
How much water can a flower drink?
Won't be long now, Martel. See, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she died, And now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that. Here you go. Martella. You hear that, Martell?
Think it's all right to touch him?
That broom's as ragged as...
You two look like you could use something.
Martell.
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as...
Please, Aunt. She'd have been proud.
A gift from the...
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stop. He'd nab them right from the branch, mate Martell.
That sounds like the Sid I knew.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Reckon she'd be happy. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so well. I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that...
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Curse break. They were clearly very...
They remembered. I suppose she put every... when she died.
And through you.
Oh.
By the way...
Of course not. No. They like your fruit, Martell?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Very well.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you!
Jill.
Rosaria. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our...
What business could the Black Shield...
Then they must be.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig?
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price. I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire get.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black... You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? 100? I heard there were 1,000.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time...
What do you think? If only we were.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing you are to leave.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know. The Empire is a harsh, some might call it submission. But if it will spare this village will not become another Eastpool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with...
Are you all right?
We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, but other than Martha... a new ally... Perhaps the next village will yield more...
Perhaps.
Let's go. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Company.
Ever since the Alder Tree, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You have to like it.
Die! It's over!
more of my mother's men.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told. You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield present. It's over. Stay down. Tell me what I want to the end. Who?
They owe.
Those are Old Hill's Gate.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. Run like the wind. That'll do, girl.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
You didn't hear nothing.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
You'll find no succor to the South Travellers. Nor
don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hide.
Good girl.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us. Farewell! That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy
Boyfriend's dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, good enough for
Fuck off!
Hang it, chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls! Cut you down where you stand!
Just try it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
The fish, my uncle. And Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city then.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it...
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Thanks, Gal. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us.
though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
We'll show them.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord. Will that be all? As you wish, my lord. Will that be all? May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. Set this what?
How?
Small enough.
Sir Wade.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we...
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since. There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons!
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? It's over.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
think we should accept.
And how long has my uncle been funding?
Since the beginning. What? Wait, and so it is. I might have something which could help. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. If only Sir Tyler could have been here.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Why then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom, but Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I didn't take...
Oh, this? I borrowed it from... Oh, where's this sent from Well, I'm no hunter, Sid, but you're made of sterner stuff.
Something tells...
Fantastic!
So...
the only... a beast.
Does the book say anything?
Well, only that the sweet...
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something.
How did we never hear about these Guardians of the Flame?
There are new billets being posted every...
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn, and if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, it's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely... But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit?
Fine.
I knew you'd done this.
But if he doesn't want to...
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and wait a bit, then...
Back again. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting the mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had... As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustinus the holiest of holy grounds. from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles.
I could have sworn we had a few more.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August. What's it got?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
I told you not to
Clive just wants to help, innit? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Lights up. Made my... I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now, if there... You got what you came for.
All right. I always thought of old Black... Didn't think anything.
Blackthorn's always taken... Something tells me this is if he has doubts.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First thing... Karen, Blackthorn mentioned...
And he ain't been himself since he saw it.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way... But it were nicely put together, that's for certain. Makes all his stuff...
You don't know where we might find...
Like I said, he's a bit... Don't trust hunters, neither. Which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he...
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, he's...
Here! There's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers... Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in some...
Thank you, Karen.
At least you admit.
So... It sounds like going after that...
I'll leave the hunting to you, while you get on with that.
Good idea.
Good day to you, Sid.
But when can I go on a special errand from